Hey, my Lynn and Things family and friends. Welcome back onto the channel, guys. Y'all, I'm just getting on for something really quick, but something really fun. I was tagged in a fun, like 5 weird things that you guys may not know about me challenge. And I was tagged in this challenge by Anna from Only in My Dreams. Thank you, Anna. And I was like, you know what? I was watching her live. She literally just, did her live. And she was given, I believe it's 5. I think you named 5 things that we don't know about you. I don't know so much about it having to be weird, but that was the title of it, like fun, weird things that you guys don't know about us. So, yeah, so I had to write some down. And you have to tag 5 people. So before I even get started, I'm going to name the 5 people that I would love to see do this challenge with me, just to, get to know a little bit more about you before I name my things. Okay, guys? So this again, kind of different video, guys, but I like to do these get to know me's. I like to interact with you guys and just kind of give you little tidbits so you can kind of know, who I am just a little bit better. So this is going to be fun. So the people that I'm tagging, and I will highlight your channels down in the description box of this video so that you'll see. But of course, I got to, tag my boy Daniel from Second Chance Love. I really would love to see you do this challenge, Daniel. Also, I'm going to tag Sherelle from Crafty Girl Down South. I would so love to hear some fun things about you. I'm also going to be tagging Joe from Thrift Sense LA. Yeah, Joe, we're going to tag you today in this as well. And also, I'm going to be tagging Jamie, Loving All Seasons, in this. I love Jamie, y'all. So I'm going to be tagging Jamie. And I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have one more, I believe, to tag. I'm going to tag Andrea Nicole. So Andrea Nicole, you're going to be in this tag too. So we can just kind of name a couple of things, fun things, weird things about you so that we don't know, or you guys don't know about us. So now I'm going to kind of get started. I had to write them down. Y'all remember this. Again, if you've been with me a while, you know I love my Done, honey. I still have my Done notebooks. I still jot things down in it. It's my fave. So, one weird or fun fact about me is I used to crochet. I used to crochet. I didn't do it that long, but I learned at a church that I was attending. It was a lady there, very, very good friend, and she made the most beautiful blankets, and I would just be amazed because it's like you start off with this little ball of yarn, and then next thing you know, you have these elaborate and beautiful pieces that you can make. And so she used to make some of the most beautiful blankets, and I was the youth leader at my church, and so I used to have the kids, and I used to teach them not Sunday school, but because we did ours in the evening, so we did like a little class in the evening that I would have with the kids on Friday evenings. And so I brought her into our class, and I had her teach us how to crochet so that the kids, they really liked it. So we were teaching them how to make a scarf, and I think a lot of them completed their scarves. Some of them didn't, but it was really fun. And so I continued to crochet a little after that for probably a year or so. So much so that I did make a blanket for one of my goddaughters when she was a baby. So I made about, I didn't make too many blankets, but I made a little throw rug. I made blankets. So yeah, that is one fun fact about me. Now, I don't know, I can't remember now because it's been some years since I picked up a crochet needle. I can't remember how to do it exactly now. Like, I know how to start it off and start the chain, but it's like when you continue to go up those levels, yeah, I would have to practice that all over again to get that. But that is one fun fact about me. The next fun fact about me, y'all, and you might have heard a little bit if you seen my video yesterday. It was Love You, and I spoke a little bit about something in my Love You video that speaks to this. This next thing is I am absolutely in love with musicals. Oh my gosh, I love musicals. Um, Now, when I was in high school, we had a high school teacher, and I was on the newspaper staff. In this particular class, we were the newspaper staff as well. So she liked to take us to musicals and plays and things like that. And so that was like, I think, one of the first times that we went to. I want to say, was it Erie Crown Theater, or no? It was the thing in McCormick Place in Chicago, and we went to go see. I will never forget it. She did not try to take us to see this, guys. She let us pick what we wanted to see, and we picked this play or musical called Beauty Shop. Oh my goodness, y'all, my teacher was so mad when we got back to school, because she was like, she did not know we were going to pick that. Like, it was because it was more of a comedy, and I guess, of course, she would like for us to see a musical or a play that, had like a moral to the story. But this particular musical or slash play it was funny. It really was. It was like literally like how people act in the beauty shop. And she was not down for that. But, my love of theater kind of started there in high school. And then as my younger daughter, she entered middle school, she wanted to try out for the school musical. Now, I was new to the area, and so I was not aware of the beautiful and great and awesome theater program that this school had. When you saw these kids act, you really thought you were on mini Broadway. These kids, guys, they are amazing. I mean, these kids had tap dance and singing lessons and different little things, growing up here where we were or are. And I was like, this is real new. My daughter hadn't had any of these type of trainings or anything like that. And so I was a little nervous for her, but I was like, okay, she tried out for her sixth grade play. She made it into the ensemble. And one of the things the parents had to do, if your child was in the musical, you had to be a volunteer. And so I got the chance to volunteer with my daughter, and she did go ahead and do theater all 3 years. She did the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade at that middle school, and even ending in her 8th grade as a lead. She played Donkey in Shrek, and I was so proud of her. I was so excited she got that part because, for one, Donkey's a boy. And I was like, when my daughter came home and told me, I'm going to try out to do Donkey, I looked at her like, really? You want, she was like, I can do this. I can do this. And honestly, she did that, y'all. She was excellent in that part. And the way they did it, they always double cast the leads, because I think they did like 2 weeks worth of shows where they did 3 shows a week. And so it was like one child would do it 1 week and the other child would do it the next week, or however, every show, it was a different star. They back and forth, back and forth. So during those, by my daughter already, but she was doing theater those 3 years. I was there with her, and so I was a volunteer, and I did hair. So I was like kind of like one of the beauticians. I would do the young girl's hair. Help a little bit with makeup. I'm not really into makeup, but yeah, I was like a beautician helping backstage. And then also, I even kind of moved up to helping with like the clothing, like if there needed to be mending to a outfit or something like that. So yeah, that's another fun fact about me. I love musicals, and I got the chance to kind of see the inner workings of how, all the things that it takes to bring, to life those plays and musicals. And it has always amazed me how they can get up on that stage, and if they do forget a line, you kind of have to ad lib. You have to stay in there. You have to keep it going. You can't just stop. And that just amazes me how, for one, those kids were able to do that. And actually, that particular school, they are still awesome and amazing. They have went to JTF, which is the Junior Theater Festival, for the last 13 years, and they have placed #1 the last 12 years. So I think the very first year that school went, of course, they probably didn't get first place. But after that, they are still the reigning champs. When I say they have an awesome program, it is an awesome theater program. So I am a theater buff. I love musicals. Love them. Next, we're going to go with my next thing, was I was editor in chief of my yearbook in high school in my senior year. Now, in my junior year, I got a taste of being on the yearbook staff. So in junior year of high school, I think I took pictures, which I actually was the photographer for the newspaper staff and part photographer for the yearbook staff. So that meant I had to go to a lot of football games, a lot of basketball games. I covered different events for the school, and things like that. And that was in junior year. And then when senior year came, I was editor in chief of the yearbook staff. And so like I had a whole team, and we all had to work together to do the layout, to do, we had to like literally place everything where it was going to go in the books and things like that. So that is another fun fact about me. It's like dawning on me now, but I kind of like journalism, and kind of have a little bits of pieces of that in my life, working with being on the newspaper staff. Because with the newspaper, I was a photographer, but I was also the typist. And then with the yearbook, same thing. I had to write certain things in the yearbook. I had to take pics. I had to do a lot of different things being editor in chief. But that is another thing about me that you guys did not know. The next thing, y'all, I was in the same room as Michael Jordan. And I don't mean at a basketball game. This story is kind of funny to me, guys. I was going actually to the DMV to get my state ID. I think renewed, when you turn like 21 or when it's the time and it expires. I'm sure I was over 21 when it happened, but I was going to the DMV. It was time for me to get a new state ID. And when I went, there were only about maybe 3 people in front of me, and not necessarily in front of me, but it's like after I, took my picture, they have you to sit down. Or no, you don't take your picture first. We went in the next room and we were sitting down. There were 2 guys in this room and myself. And me being the person I am, I have always had a love for reading. I had a book in my face. I was sitting there reading a book, waiting on them to call my name. I think for my ID to be, printed. Because back then it was like the little plastic cards. And, it took a few minutes for them to kind of get it laminated and everything and handed to you. So I'm sitting there waiting along with 2 other gentlemen, but I'm not looking up, guys. I'm sitting here reading a book. And I hear the person that is taking the picture say, he's like, "So how are the kids?" And I don't know if he actually said Michael's name, but I did hear him say something about how's the kids. And then I heard the voice. And I heard the voice saying, "Oh, Jeffrey is, okay," and this, that, and the other. He's talking to, because at the time I think there was just the 2 boys were born. And I'm like, I happen to look to the side of me, and the 2 guys are both looking at each other like, we're all looking, because mind you, there's no one else in the DMV at this particular spot but us 3. And when they brought Michael in, he came in through like a side door. He didn't come through a front door, guys. You did not see him come in. So I guess his security was with him or something, and they brought him through a secret entrance or something. He came in, he sat down, and so as we hear the talking, all our eyes are like bulging, like, he's sitting there getting his picture taken for his state ID in Chicago. Blew all our minds. And so, like, of course, nobody wants to jump up like, "Oh, it's Mike." We couldn't say anything or do anything. But I just thought that was amazing to be in the same room with him doing a regular thing. Yes, they're, famous or popular, but even famous and popular people got to do regular things like go get their driver's license or state ID. So that is another like funny or weird fact that has happened to me in my life. What else do I have down here, guys? Oh, okay. So I got one more for you guys. And this is funny because this just literally happened to me yesterday. Well, when I tell the story, you'll understand. My younger daughter, my oldest daughter, I wanted to find a name that started with the M. And I did not like, I don't know, I couldn't come up with too many names. So when I was pregnant with my daughter, I went to a famous place where you can play games, Dave and Buster's. There's a Dave and Buster's, and Actually, my niece's mom worked there. She had worked there for years. So we were just there enjoying ourselves, and this girl walks up, and the name on on her name tag was with an M, and it just looked beautiful. And so I asked her to say her name, and I'm not gonna say my daughter's name, but I asked the young lady to say her name, and she said it, and I was like, I'm gonna name my daughter that because I could not find a name with an M that I liked at the time, and I just thought her name sounded so pretty. And so some years go down the line. Literally last night, I didn't know. Actually, I did know this at the time, but I had not seen her at the time when she was here in Illinois. She was an aspiring actress. She's at the time was about to move, I guess, out to California or something like that. So of course, my daughter now is almost 24 years old. So this was a while back. Yeah, I'm up watching a commercial literally last night. And who do I see on a commercial? Yes, y'all, it is my daughter's namesake. I was like, oh my goodness. Now, this is not the first time I saw this young lady on TV. Actually, she had been on something like a ER or like one of those medical shows. I have seen her on something like that, but it just really shocked me to see her because she is, doing acting gigs. She made it, to I guess Hollywood, and she is happily married, and I think her husband he does things too when it comes to like show business and things like that. But I think he does like an animating part or something. He's not on TV, but he works behind the scenes in some type of way. But just to see the person I named my big girl after on TV, I was just amazed. So I hope these little fun facts were fun for you guys, and I cannot wait to hear from the ones that I have tagged. Again, I'm going to tag you guys in the description box because I just would like to hear some fun facts about you guys. Thank you, Anna, for tagging me in this. This was quite fun. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening.